Good afternoon, evening. It is Friday, January 16th, I believe. It's about 4:30 p.m. and I'm heading out to the barn to milk cows. My mom's already been in there milking for a little while. So now I'm gonna take over on my side. We kind of do it in a way where I have one side of the barn, she does the other side of the barn. And that's how we work it with the cows. Quick weather update while I'm out here. It's probably about 34 degrees out right now, and we got snow overnight. Probably about 3 inches, and then there's a chance tonight for more tonight and tomorrow morning. So that's weather update. That's what we're doing today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Is Annie behaving today?
She's being a very good girl.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know, why are you milking Annie?
Well, at this point in time, I'm not really sure anymore.
Yeah.
Annie is about a month fresh, perhaps. And Annie by nature is a very sensitive cow. She's very sweet and friendly. She even licks the dog, as you may have seen in a former past video. But because of her extreme sensitivity, she's very jumpy. So when she was fresh and her udder was still swollen and probably, well, I'm not going to say it hurt her, but she probably felt a little more what was going on when she was being milked. She would jump and step and sometimes kick, not trying to kill anybody, but she just couldn't control it. So. I'm the oldest one in the family, closest to death anyway, so if anyone gets killed, it might as well be me. That's why I'm milking Annie.
Right. Sadly, Jean. Don't lick my camera, I need a clear lens. That's one milker I'm gonna take. Mother?
Yes?
How are you?
I'm well, Wilson. How are you?
Good.
I should give an update on this girl. She was the one that was so slow around Christmas time. Not Teeth is doing much better now.
Healed up.
I think for the most part.
Now what about, was it Gem? Not the other end that was slow? Jade?
She's better as well.
She's better as well. Good, good. So what are you doing here with the dip?
Well, I'm in the process of cleaning and killing off germs.
And you're using Effercept.
Effercept SG, it's called. It's a tablet, 2 tablets dissolved in a gallon of water. We started doing a procedure recommended by our veterinarian, who gave me a very nice sweatshirt for Christmas. A nice Jefferson Vet Clinic sweatshirt, for which I'm very thankful. We dip them, strip them, dip them again.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor. No, they're definitely not a sponsor. Maybe the other way around.
Yeah.
We sponsor Jefferson Veterinary Clinic. Anyway.
So now you're going back for your second round of...
That was nice. So now we go back and strip. You're kind of getting the first milk out, which is the highest somatic cell count, but you're also stimulating the udder for a stronger letdown.
So now you're using a microfiber towel to just lightly wipe them off, yes?
I don't know if I would use the word lightly, but the idea is to clean them off, yes, and again, stimulate the letdown.
Right, but you're not pulling so it hurts.
No, well, I guess I don't know if it hurts or not. Violet would think, watching Violet, you would think that it hurts, but
Yeah, we call her Violence.
yeah, we call her Violent for a reason.
Right, Violent. Yeah? Hi, Jewel. Hi, Jewel. These two cows were born within a few months of each other. So this cow, Violet, was born on the 20th of May, 2017. And Jewel was born on the 6th of February, 2017. And they get to, I think I remember them growing up in a pasture together, and they've kind of been in the same group their whole lives. And now they stand next to each other in the barn.
The nature of a microfiber towel. Can we look real closely at that? Thousands of little fingers all across the face of this towel. And these little fingers all grab things off of the cow's teats and get them nice and clean. And then mixed with whatever that witch's brew that mom dips them with, and you wipe that off again. They're clean enough for you to actually come.
Don't say it.
I suppose, you know, but we don't. We put a milker on it and get it out that way. The cats would do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes Buford does.
Mm-hmm. You gotta stop them from doing
And
that.
if we didn't steal their babies away from them when they were, 2 or 3 days after calving, the calves would do that too.
Steal
But
their
what,
babies.
it's a wonderful practice, actually, if you are not in production agriculture and you're just, raising cows and calves in the field. But what happens when those calves are on their mothers constantly, and especially as they age, get 1, 2, 3, 4 months old, the calves are very rough on the mother's udders. And the constant bumping and everything quite often gives them swollen udders and maybe even mastitis. So nature's way probably may be the best, but in this instance not, if you're trying to keep a healthy udder and getting quality milk out of the udder.
Out of a production animal.
And also if you're trying to get any milk out of the udder so you can sell it to the public for wonderful protein-rich food, you have to take it rather than that cow.
Yeah, plus there is no world in which we could keep calves with their mothers very long, because we don't have facilities for it, we don't have provisions for it. There's no real way to do that. So
I'm not saying it's a bad idea or a stupid idea, but it's not always the best idea either, given what we're trying to do with the cows and the milk. Now, if anyone's ever seen a Jersey cow turn into a 1,800-pound beef animal, you can look at Queen Esther right over there.
how heavy is she?
I don't know, but look how fat
She's
she
not
is.
1,800 pounds.
We're having trouble getting her bred. She's just been bred again, so we'll see if she takes. But at this point, she's almost too fat. A fat cow has trouble getting bred because her female organs in there are loaded with fat too, and have a hard time having conception take place.
Are they talking about you, Esther? Poor Esther.
Esther's a little bit chunky.
Esther's a lovely animal, but
She is.
again, in
bit
production agriculture, if she will not get bred and have another calf and start another lactation, you will have to go into a different type of food chain.
Unfortunately, becomes a cull. Although Esther is a very friendly, nice animal. It's the kind of decisions you have to make in production agriculture. You can't have a cow that is not pulling its weight.
Alright, this is a product called Valiant Shield. I think Valiant would be the overall brand name, and then Shield is the division under that.
Yeah.
Sorry, say it again.
The product.
So, conditions, it also helps to protect the teat end and the orifice. Because now for about 30 minutes after they've been milked, their body is working to develop a plug again in that teat, because obviously it's the way that God designed it so that to help keep dirt, organisms, etc. from getting up inside and causing infection. So the idea behind this is to protect them for that 30 minutes. It would be ideal if we could keep them standing for 30 minutes after we apply this, but they're too relaxed. They want to lie down. So.
Sometimes they'll even lie down after you milk them before you can get a chance to dip them if you're not quick about it. So they like to relax when they're done with their work, just like anybody else would.
So it's an expensive product, but it's one of those expenses that you bear.
Yep.
Because we believe it to be a good product. For any of you who are somewhat local, we get Valiant Shield through our friends Tri-County Dairy out of Janesville. Also not a sponsor, but we like the folks down there.
So what are you doing when you're kind of pulling on these cups a little bit? A light tug.
Just trying to get the rest of the milk. And people have differing opinions as to whether or not you should do that. I guess we've never had what I see as huge problems from doing that. Other people feel it's an automatic cause of hard quarters. That has not been our experience. We were watching an old video one day where a little boy's job on the farm was to follow his dad. Basically, as his dad took the machines off, the son's job was to go back through and manually make sure that the cow was completely stripped out. So if you've ever actually watched a calf nurse on a mother, it's not necessarily a gentle process. So
This cow is mistletoe. She has a chronically high somatic cell count in 1/4. So we isolate that from the bulk tank in the pipeline. Catch it right here in what we call a quarter milker because it's milking 1/4 all by itself. And then we just feed that to the calves. So back to the calf discussion. Even though our calves are not on their mothers, they are getting real milk from the mothers, in some instances their own mother.
Rather than a mixed powder.
Yeah. And how we do that is we just identify our cows with the higher somatic cell count, and we milk that out for the calves. Right now I'm feeding 4 calves, and I don't have enough high cell count milk to feed all 4 calves, so 3 of them get fed out of what we would be putting in the bulk tank, but it's for what I could sell that milk for, it's still cheaper than if I bought milk replacement.
And it's
we
better
found it
milk
to be
too.
more healthy.
Oh yeah, it's way better. The calves grow obviously much better, quicker, and healthier. So you might ask, what in the world is wrong with milk that has a high somatic cell count? Now I'm no scientist, and I don't play a doctor on television. I'm just a farmer. But a somatic cell count is a measure of somatic cells in a cow's udder. And that is indicative of fighting an infection. So the somatic cells are actually the cow's immune system working. The reason the processors do not want high somatic cell milk in what we sell to them, especially if it's going to cheese, somatic cells kill bacteria, and bacteria is needed to make cheese. So if you get high cell count milk in a vat of cheese milk, it'll have less cheese yield because potentially that high cell count milk is killing bacteria needed to make cheese. It's science. Whether it's really as one-to-one as the processors tell you, I'm not sure. We get docked and pay for high counts, which is why we try very hard to keep them low. If they are low, we get a pretty good premium, so it's worth trying. The experts tell me that a cow that has a high somatic cell count is not milking to her full potential. And I guess I could believe that in some cases, but I have had incident after incident of my highest somatic cell count cows also being the ones that milk the most. So I talked to my vet about it one day, and he said, yep, that happens to be the case a lot. And he says, but if she didn't have a high somatic cell count, maybe she would be milking even more, which is possibility. But for a Jersey, these cows were probably milking about as much as a Jersey could anyway.
Well, unless
Who am I to argue with the science?
depending on the inputs. You know what I'm saying? Like the cost of input versus what you're actually making out of that cow. We had a nutritionist once, and we were so sad when she moved away because she was very balanced in her thinking, where she did not agree with the spend on food just so you can get 80 pounds out of the cow, because it didn't necessarily always turn a profit. So I guess we're out to be balanced. We're not out to push a cow, I guess, so hard and spend so much in feed. If that makes sense. We like longevity, for sure. We already spend a lot of money in feed just because we don't have enough land to raise our corn. Fortunately, we're spending less on hay now, but because the guys have done a pretty good job over the last 2 and 3 years with harvesting hay, and the weather, God's provided the rain that we needed. But we still have to buy any of our grain and protein, mineral. So, that's costly. And we've just found, I guess, over these last few years that we're making some money without having to be feeding them the highest cost feed, if that makes sense.
Well, they all look pretty full, so I better start milking.
Oh, well, look who showed up in our barn tonight. The local YouTube star.
Glad
Kevin
to be
Fink.
with you here at the collaboration of the Fink family farms, you know, looking at their cows up and down the aisle. That one, you know why cows don't have bells? Because they'll have horns. But cows have bells because their horns don't work.
Right. His lovely wife, Anne. So I am wondering, with one of your more recent videos, the use of Barney Fife. So the Mayberry connection, could you, was there a Mayberry connection there that we're missing?
No, not really a Mayberry connection. With the shorts, the thing I like about the shorts most is you can put different soundtracks on them.
Yes.
And what I should have done after I did that short with the Mayberry connection, I put some vehicles in the background and I should have changed a bunch of them. So now what I need is an actual Barney Fife car, you know, with the little LED light on there.
Yeah.
And, but there are so many of those soundtracks that are available, and they're all pretty good. And you know, you get in the 30-second to 3-minute short period.
Yes.
The shorts are, and I think that fits a lot of people's scrolling mindset, mine included.
Attention span.
Well, you know,
go ahead
attention
and say
span.
it.
Well, you know, I have Office 360 at work, or whatever the new Office is.
Yeah.
And now it's with AI, so they can help me summarize my emails. So at some point, I won't be able to think at all. I'll just have to read and do what the AI tells me.
I guess. Frightening.
Yeah. Frightening and almost kind of useless, really.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I am almost done milking here, just letting my last few cows, 4 of them, milk out. And then as soon as I'm done milking, I'm going to give these cows their nighttime feeding of hay. It lasts them all night long, or maybe it doesn't last them all night long, but it lasts them until they go to bed at night. And so it's their largest feeding of the day, their last feeding of the day. And I will do that as soon as I get done milking. On the menu tonight initially is this alfalfa. It's pretty much straight alfalfa. And this is kind of on the stemmier side, but they're shorter stems. I don't really know how to explain it, but they're tender. They're tender stems. So they eat it up pretty well. But in the stems, of course, it's pretty leafy as well. And it's of a damper moisture, but it's good hay. So this is enough to feed 15 cows, maybe 10 to 15 cows. So when this is done, I will open up this door and bring in a new bale and split it open and then feed the rest of the cows with that. Alright, so I got these guys, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them fed with the rest of that bale. And they enjoy it. See, like right here, it's pretty leafy. And then you have the stems, but they eat it up pretty well. Now I'm going to go take the plastic and strings off, or I should say twine, off the bale I'm about to bring in, and then I will turn the camera on when I split it open. Mind flipping that back? Thank you. So this is, I believe, second crop woods, and it's from the outer ring of the field. There's on that field in the center a newer alfalfa and grass patch that we planted a number of years ago, but we left the ring the same old grass to keep erosion down while the new stuff was coming up. So I think this is from kind of the outer edge. So it's kind of that older grass. So it's a really fine kind of horse grass. And then it's got some alfalfa in there too. So it's much different than the stuff I was just feeding. So the rest of the cows will be getting this. All right, well, everybody is fed, and that means my work for the night is done, so I can go inside and eat some pizza. I hope you enjoyed that. It was kind of an episode only in the barn, only milking. We got a lot of good explanations on our milking processes and what's going on. I got some good feeding footage in there too, so hope you enjoyed the video. That's gonna be it for this week, and see you next weekend. Thanks for watching.
This is not really for entertainment or edification purposes, but I want this on camera so Wilson has proof that I told him to do it. This catch can underneath the cup needs emptying. As you can see, she's spilling it all over the floor.
Okay, I will empty it.
Had to do that because Wilson sometimes forgets things.
And if I forget about it, it is on video.
To do.